Fabrizio Romano says it's not easy for Arsenal, but I am told personal terms would not be an issue. This is as Aston Villa close in on a deal for Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford and talk to their rivals, I suppose, in Wolves, both based in the Midlands, in the middle of the UK. They speak to Wolves about a mega money move for Matheus Cunha in January. We're going to delve into that story. Could Arsenal be putting a second bid in for Ollie Watkins? We want to get your views and your opinions on this. Plus, we're going to be looking at Manchester City as they angle in and move in on a potential additional signing this January, a midfield player from Porto, and Chelsea fans fuming at what is reported to be another change in direction this January. Make sure like buttons have been hit. Make sure you are subscribing. This is the Done Deal Show. It's widely reported that Unai Emery has approved Aston Villa's board to pursue the loan move for Marcus Rashford. The deal is on. In the last few hours, that deal is set to be advancing. Aston Villa want Marcus Rashford to come in and be part of the replacement plan for John Duran. Now, everybody knows I rate Rashford, but I also think he has to leave Manchester United. Two things can be true at the same time. There'll be space to run in behind at Aston Villa. Champions League football for him to sink his teeth into. A very well-structured club. A team that has great unity, an environment and culture which is very good. And a very talented manager as well. This, I think, is an excellent move for Marcus Rashford. It enables Man United to free up some wages, which we really need. And I'll delve into the United side of this soon. But what does this also mean for Arsenal? And I ask that question because it isn't just Marcus Rashford that Aston Villa are looking at. They are also targeting Matheus Cunha. Now, there are some reports in the Daily Mail and in the Guardian that say that the Matheus Cunha pursuit is to replace John Duran. So if they land Marcus Rashford, they may not pursue Matheus Cunha either. There are other reports in the mainstream media that they are looking at both options. Now, if they're looking at both options, very good business, by the way, for Villa. There is an argument that Matheus Cunha and Rashford, if they can both reproduce at Villa their very best football, you could get more goals, you could get more consistency than you got from Duran and Watkins. There is a theory that that is true. I think it's a bit of a gamble, but if players want to leave your club, it's a gamble that you may be forced into taking. Now, Fabrizio Romano on Give Me Sport has said that personal terms are no issue. He says Watkins has gone on record in the past as admitting that Arsenal would be his dream move, dating back to his Brentford days. And with the Gunners having made a move for his services, Watkins may well be tempted, according to Fabrizio Romano. He states that Unai Emery strongly wants to keep Watkins, which makes absolute sense. Why would he want to lose him? As I've said, you wouldn't want to gamble on Rashford and Cunha when you have John Duran and Watkins working very well for you. But if players want to leave, you may be forced into that gamble. It's not easy for Arsenal, but I'm told personal terms would not be an issue, which we all know is code for personal terms are agreed. We know intermediaries talk. So it really depends on Villa. There is also more names on that list. And I find this to be a really intriguing one. Now, my personal gut feeling is Watkins will stay at Aston Villa. There's too many moving parts for me. But it also feels, the more you read into this Arsenal story, that I think the sort of the claims that it was PR are being played down. Now, if you hate Arsenal, if you like to shit on Arsenal, then you're going to say it's PR, and I get that. And look, some of the theories hold water. But it turns out the bid was made 4 or 5 days before John Duran made his move to Dubai, not hours before as it appeared across the media. But I'm intrigued to see what Aston Villa do in terms of Rashford, Cunha? Is there somebody else they're looking at? João Felix, as Fabrizio mentioned, there's another name on that list. They're talking to Chelsea about that move. I'm very intrigued by it indeed. But what I also want to do today, before we go any further, is shout out Magic Mind. Been speaking about them for just over a week now. Still taking it every single day. This is what you get. You get these packs that come through, and inside are these absolutely amazing shots. Now, keep them in the fridge. They're better when they're cold, and it is full of absolute goodness and organic ingredients. And what this does is quite simple. It's a brilliant supplement to your lifestyle. So if you're like me and you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get fit, it's going very well, actually. 5.5 pounds so far this year. Very happy with that indeed. But it helps you concentrate more energy, which is very important if you're going to the gym, if you're working a lot as well. And when you take it at night, you sleep so good indeed. Now, this helps my mental health massively, and your mental health should be a big focus and a big driver in your life. There's no doubt about it. And of course, taking Magic Mind by itself, but living a lifestyle, barely sleeping, eating the wrong foods, etc., it's not going to fix you just by taking this one shot, but it should be a supplement to your life improving. What I can provide for you is a 45% discount. If you click on the link in the description or scan that QR code, it will take you to the website. And as you can see, you can redeem the coupon here, 45% off from myself. Now, when you're on the website, take a little look at the differences. You've got the morning shot, you've got the nighttime shot. Make it part of your daily ritual for your brain, as they say. Sharpness and focus, calm energy, better cognitive functions, and at night, better sleep, fall asleep quicker, and then, of course, wake up as refreshed as possible. So check out Magic Mind. It's an absolutely brilliant product, and it's tasty as well. So scan the QR code or click on the link below. Now, with Marcus Rashford potentially leaving, is opening up the door for Man United to sweep in and take Matthias Tel away from Bayern Munich. Now, we saw yesterday him reject a move to Tottenham Hotspur, and none of us are really too surprised. And that's not a dig at Spurs, but he knows that Arsenal, he knows that Manchester United and other clubs are looking at him. There was some breaking news last night that he could end up staying at Bayern Munich, and that is true. That is true. Chelsea, Villa, Spurs are now seemingly all out of the race. The player has said no for varying reasons. Too much competition at Chelsea. I think there's an element of that at Spurs, plus them as a football club, their ambition, where they're looking to go, the status of the football club. You know, they're not one of the sort of legacy clubs of football, as it were. There is the option that he stays at Bayern Munich if Man United can't get a deal done, but a lot of reports from Germany say United are leading this race, and I'm very excited about the prospect of this young man. Now, United fans shouldn't be thinking about Tel as being a saviour, someone who's going to come in and start scoring goals week in, week out right now. He is a young, raw player. He's part of a medium to long-term plan and should not be seen as the hero, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited about the potential of him coming to Manchester United. In other news as well, Giovanni, I was calling him Quanda yesterday. Turns out I think it's pronounced Kenda with a K. But if anybody can educate me on that, please let me know. I've heard it 2 or 3 different ways, but let us know. But the reports are that Man United have agreed a deal to sign the 17-year-old winger. The Portuguese press has been very forthright and has been very, very direct in this news, stating that United have got the deal done. So potentially Tel, young Giovanni, and Patrick Dorgu in at Man United. And what I love about these profiles we're looking at, now they're all quite young. What we also need to add is some more experience. So I'm hopeful of players like Victor Gyökeres as an example. We do need players 24, 25, 26, maybe even a little bit older, some experience in the summer. But you also need to blend that together with buying young players. Now, I've seen Sky Sports and other outlets say, well, this isn't what United used to do. United just used to buy the best. This is a lie. Do not be suckered in by this lie and this BS. Man United, in my entire lifetime, throughout my entire lifetime, have signed young, up-and-coming talent from across Europe. Some with a huge amount of hype, some that were relatively unknown and a bit more obscure. So this is nothing new. This isn't even groundbreaking. It's just trying to go back to what made Man United, Manchester United. So I like the profiles, very good technical ability, high ceilings as well, but I love the physical element of it. Quick, speedy, powerful, athletic. We lack this so much in this squad. So if we get 2 of these gentlemen in during this January window, and obviously young Giovanni potentially in the summer, I think that's an excellent start to life for Ruben Amorim. We need to add that experience to it, but I am excited indeed. Now, I want to speak about Manchester City here because Fabrizio gave an exclusive yesterday and stated that City have made a formal approach with Porto to ask for Nico González as a new midfield player. He says that talks have started. Porto hope to keep Nico and ask for important transfer fee or they won't leave. The release clause is worth 60 million euros. A key point is Barcelona get 40% of the sell-on clause. So broke Barca will be hoping and praying that this deal goes through. There's no doubt about it. Now, I don't know a lot about Nico González, so I'm not going to say it's a brilliant signing. I'm not going to say that it's a poor signing. I don't have the knowledge to do that. What is there to see is the ambition, the seriousness, and the money that City have to spend. And we know they have a lot of money to spend. Revenues are sky high. They sell a lot of academy players cheap. They have funds. They're nowhere near PSR problems. But in the end, throughout this window, if they get this deal done, that'll be midfield addressed, attack addressed, defense addressed. Now, not everyone they've purchased is ready-made to go today, to be that sort of... to be a sort of first team member that you can expect consistency from straight away. However, Nico González, 23 years of age, that's a little different. That isn't it's not an old player, but it isn't a fledgling. It's not an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old with a season or two under their belt. This is a 23-year-old. Someone's a little bit more grown, a little bit more well-versed in the world of football. So I'm intrigued by this one. And I'm sure some of you, between the news coming out and now, have done your research on this man. You know, all I know is he's played like 150 odd games in his career. Some of that was for Barcelona's B team, some of it for Barcelona in Serie A. And then, of course, I think he went on loan to Valencia and now he's at Porto. So there's a lot of experience in there at 23 years of age. Very intrigued by this one. City being serious. And if he does come in and work, and we spoke about this on the Top 6 show yesterday, if he does come in and work, if he comes in and settles straight away and helps to fix the midfield problems at City, well, they're capable of winning the Champions League then. They become capable of winning the FA Cup. I don't know if they can bridge the gap between Liverpool and where they sit right now. I think 12 points is too much. But their biggest one of their biggest problems was a lack of goals. I think Omar Mamouche is going to help solve that problem. Plus, the likes of Savio have started to contribute more. Phil Foden is back to scoring. The second problem, but maybe the biggest problem, was how easy their midfield has been to run through. And if they're addressing that point now, City are going to be okay. City will knock out Real Madrid. If this midfield signing gives them control in the middle, they knock out Real Madrid in the Champions League. And if you can knock out Real Madrid, you can win the tournament. So let's see how this one pans out. I'd love to get your opinions on this in the comments section below. Now, Fabrizio shared news yesterday that Chelsea remain in the market for a new midfield player as part of a final day plans. Simon Phillips here quote tweeted this and said, so we've gone from Garnacho being a priority to scrambling around for a midfielder on deadline day. No striker mentioned here either, which should be the actual priority other than a goalkeeper. Oh, and we've had the longest month in the year to do all of this circus. And look, I've been complimentary. I have praised things that Clearlake and Todd Bowley have done. And I know that, Terry, it's not them, it's the sporting directors. They employ the sporting directors, so let's just have it right. A lot of Chelsea fans are angry this month. A lot of Chelsea fans are frustrated. Priorities have not been addressed. Fluctuating from Garnacho back to central midfield players. Individuals that were getting quite a lot of game time, like Vega, suddenly gone. It does feel like a circus at Chelsea right now. And potentially there is a plan in this. There is a plan, and it will all come together. And Chelsea fans will look back, and football fans will look back and say there was nothing to panic about. But it does feel a little bit of a mess. I think Chelsea fans feel a little shortchanged. And tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about how I think some of you feel, and I say some of you, I don't think you all feel this way. I think some Chelsea fans feel shortchanged, as though they could have done more this January to get back closer to the top of the league, to maybe guarantee a Champions League position, to give them a better opportunity in the FA Cup, as an example. And considering how much money they've spent, how ambitious they've been with the total money spent in recent years, it does strike me as odd they've not done more. But Chelsea fans, I'd love to get your opinions on this in the comment section below. Before you leave, hit the like button and go and check out Magic Mind today. If you're on a health kick in 2025 like I am, I'm telling you now, it's an absolutely fantastic supplement to have in your life. Healthy, gives you better energy, and the sleep is so important. So listen, everyone, until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.